The Raptors certainly committed to tanking before this game started, with a number of key players missing this game through injuries. But things were not going to script with a 22-point advantage in the second quarter. However, despite all that, the Raptors still find a way to lose this one. So a successful tanking adventure that we need to cover in tonight's post-game show. Get these off, don't need them. As a reminder to all of the fans and supporters in the community, when the Amateur Sports main channel hits 17,000 subs, we are giving away 2 Raptors jerseys. So make sure you are subscribed to that channel. If you're watching on the Reactions channel after the fact, subscribe here. We do content like this for every Raptors game. Drop a like as well if you are enjoying along the way and you get some entertainment out of this one. And certainly, Raptors fans, it does leave a sour taste in your mouth to know that this team led by 22 at one point in this game. But you certainly have to applaud the effort here. Pre-game, we were talking about the disaster of what this game could turn out to be. Absolutely. How could you not be talking about the disaster of what this game could turn out to be? The Raptors were 17-point underdogs. Scotty Barnes, Jakob Poeltl, yeah, we know they're out, but out of surprise, Emmanuel quickly all of a sudden ruled out, seemingly for a tank move. Gary Trent Jr. all of a sudden ruled out, seemingly for a tank move. Chris Boucher out of nowhere as a torn MCL, and he's going to miss some time. Yeah, not holding out hope for anything in this game, but the Raptors started out very well, keeping competitive, and even took a cheeky 7-point lead in the first quarter, where I questioned, this is the largest lead we'll probably have all game, right? Ended up taking a 2-point lead into the break after the first quarter, and it just kind of felt like, okay, Denver's growing into this game. They're going to take over and win this game. Well, not to be. The Raptors start the second quarter on an 11-0 run. They end up going up by 22 points at one point. They were up 68-51 at halftime. It felt like the Raptors were in a position where they probably should win the game from there, but we knew the threat and absolutely did not consider it to be a done deal, and that's what we get in the end. Denver win the third quarter by 12 points, coming along strongly late. The Raptors, played really well. In fact, I think they led by 22 points in the third quarter at one point, if I'm not mistaken. Believe it was 84-62, at least 20 in the third quarter. But Denver come along late in the third. They really kick on in the fourth quarter. And despite quite an effort overall by this Raptors team, yes, they do fall 125-119. But, there's a lot you can get out of this game. I've talked about a lot of games this season, these post-game shows. The Raptors, they get nothing out of the game. They play poorly, start to finish, can't really get any development out of it, get absolutely just torched. Not the case today. Wins and lessons, game like that Pelicans game last week, there's no lessons there. Game like this, there certainly are a lot of lessons. And honestly, for the tanking adventure that we're on here, considering the guys that have been ruled out injured suddenly in the last couple of games, a lot of positive takeaway, and hey, you do some service in catching the Memphis Grizzlies in said tank race. But a lot of great individual performances from the starting five, especially in this one. We had Kelly Olynyk posting big numbers. 24 points for Kelly Olynyk here, 6 rebounds as well, 9 of 13 from the field. Such a smart player. Great to see. Bruce Brown with one of his better games in a Raptors uniform, 13 points, 10 rebounds. RJ Barrett, a heroic effort, 26 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds for him. Abaji with a solid game with 8 points. And Grady Dick, excellent numbers starting once again for the Raptors. 7 of 12 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. 7 assists even for Grady Dick. 2 steals even for Grady Dick. Good to see. Jalen McDaniels, probably his best night as a Raptor. And, it's easy to have your best night as a Raptor for Jalen McDaniels because there hasn't been many good ones. But 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, 5 of 9 shooting. And Jonte Porter, even with a good night off the bench, 14 points, 5 of 9 shooting against his brother, even 4 of 7 from 3 there for Jonte Porter. Did he outscore his brother? No. Michael had 19. Jokic drops 35 points, 17 rebounds, 12 assists. Was slightly pedestrian early, but when the going got tough, the Joker took over. And Jamal Murray, despite having 5 points at halftime, gets 21 second half points. 26 in total, 12 assists, 11 of 19 shooting. A lot of the early stage of the game, especially first half, where the Raptors dominated this game, It was very much dominated by, Raptors shooting was on very good pace. The Nuggets couldn't hit a three. We're outrunning the Nuggets, forcing extra turnovers, scoring off those turnovers. But, as Denver kind of, kicked on, they started to hit their shots. Mood in the arena got more positive. They forced 5 turnovers in the third quarter compared to the Raptors, who forced 0 in the third quarter. And, they end up building that momentum and started the fourth quarter. It just kind of felt like the Nuggets were going to win this game, and that's the case. But again, considering the pregame thoughts of where this game could have gone for Toronto, a 6-point loss, that's not entirely that bad, is it? 51% shooting from the field for the Raptors, 36% from three. That came down mightily as the game went on. Raptors started 5 of 7 from three. Therefore, we're 6 of 23 on the rest of the game. Denver started 3 of 12 from three, if I'm not mistaken. They had 10 of 29 from there. So as they started to knock down their shots, as they started to force turnovers, they only commit 1 in the second half. Yeah, they figured it out here. They scored 21 points off of the 13 Raptors turnovers. And they have Nikola Jokic. So, a lot of games this season, I say, like, the Raptors are just simply better than this. They shouldn't be losing in this manner. But today, absolutely, there is reason to say, what could you expect? And honestly, I expected a whole lot worse than this. So props to the Raptors for the effort they put in. Tough loss. It'll sting even more knowing they were there with that big lead and still ended up losing. But I hope the players can take solace in this loss and find the positives and move on from it. So, if there was any doubts about the Raptors going for draft position here, there really isn't after this game with Emmanuel Quickley and Gary Trent suddenly out with injuries for this one. Raptors are doing a job here. They're 6 games back of the Hawks come into tonight. And, they're looking to catch the Grizzlies. Started the night 1.5 games up on the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies, listen, they're doing their tank job extremely well also. They are tanking here. But the Raptors decide, they ain't making the playoffs, so you may as well try and haul ass and put yourself in the best position to keep that pick. Some tough games on the horizon here. 2 games against the Magic, who are surging right now. The Kings are good. The Thunder, we know about the Thunder. The Raptors also play the Pistons in that stretch. That is very winnable, which I just did not see right away. Next 4 games. 4 very losable games for the Raptors. If I had to look through and find where the winnable games are, how many for the rest of the season? You got the Wizards twice. The Wizards twice are probably should win. The Nets, maybe not. They probably will be underdogs in that one. Still winnable. I'll say 3 winnable games in this stretch here. 2 against the Nets. There's probably only 4 realistically winnable games for the rest of the season for the Raptors. It's not the kindest of schedules. And even the Nets games, I don't think they'll be favored. They might only be favored 2 more times for the rest of this season. It's going to be an absolute grind to get through it as a community here. But that's what we're going to do. We are going to grind, and we are going to do everything that we can to get through this together. And games like this are very much going to help us in the process of doing that. Again, a lot of positivity to take away from this. We had fun covering the game, and we'll continue to have fun covering the games the rest of the season. As much as fun as possible with how some of these games might go down, but we're all going to do it together. So to keep up to date with our content, join the Amateur Army by subscribing. Would really appreciate it if you did. Also, please make sure that you like this if you did enjoy. Help drive us up in the YouTube algorithm. Remember, on the main channel, Amateur Sports, when this channel hits 17,000 subs, we're giving away 2 Raptors jerseys. Do not miss out. Get yourself ready. We'll see you again next time for the next Raptors game.